Hey guys, what's going on? It's DukeOnRed1 and welcome to another video. Now, what is this you see in front of me? Some of you that follow me on Twitter and Facebook already know what I am showing you here today. But for those of you that are just watching my channel, this is my First WorldPainter Map. I am dabbling in the arts of building worlds in the Minecraft genre these days. So I have just started and I am quite happy with how this has turned out. There has been a lot of trial and error trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, and eventually this came out and I'm pretty happy. For a first try, this is, I would say, and I think anyone could say, it's pretty good. I think it's, it's not what I want. It's not, what I want to have as, it's not my goal to have something like this. Like, it's not like, whoa, this is amazing. No, this is just a good for a first try. Now, the only way for us to get those really good maps is, in my opinion, I don't know, there are people out there that might be able to achieve it with WorldPainter, but World Machine is another program that you can use in order to achieve the very realistic, very nice terrain that that some would come to expect in a quality map. Now, I am using the Conquest mod, so you will notice some blocks that are not usually available in Conquest. Seeing the heather here, and I'll point out some others later on, sweetgrass, nettles, stuff like that. Really neat blocks, adds in a lot more detail, and I love it, love it. And there's also some dark rock. You can see that dark kind of granite in there. My FPS is incredibly low right now, so I just wanted to start out this shot so that you guys can kind of see what we are looking at. And let me show you the map real fast. It's only a 1K by 1K map, so it's pretty small, but it's just for a test, and I think it turned out relatively well. And as we will see later on in this video, we'll be flying around and checking out what I did, what I would like to do later on, and how I think that I could improve, and then you guys can tell me in the comments how I can improve as well. So I will be right back. I'm going to turn down my view distance, so I will see you guys in a jiff. Okay guys, so now I want to give you a shot of this part of the map. I themed this map off of a British coastline. I just looked up a picture of a British coastline. I've always been inspired by the cliffy nature of it, the rocky sort of outcropping look of the British coastlines. Also, how the sand beaches come up like this sort of sporadically. It's like there's some beaten cliff faces that go right in the water, and then there are these sandy beaches where it's kind of like these little coves. Now, I was inspired to do this from watching the movie Robin Hood, the new Robin Hood, where the French were trying to land on the British Isles. I forget what that beach is called, the beach of something, but yeah, I just liked how it's sort of like this enclosed beach like this. That's what this beach is themed off of. Now, obviously, the actual beach would be much larger, but being a 1K map, I wanted to try to pack in the detail and try to get it looking nice. So we're going to kind of talk about sort of some things, and but oh wow, before we get to that, this is what's going to be the most exciting part of this video. Is I'm announcing I'm going to be making three maps for 3 people, and those maps can be whatever of your choice. Now, there is some restrictions to whatever of that choice. The restrictions are it must be a European or Canadian, European, Canadian, like American kind of climate, like Eastern American. I don't want to be doing deserts. I don't want to do tropical stuff like that. I want to do sort of the mountainous, one sec guys, 5,000. I want to do some kind of not the mountainous, but I kind of like the European terrain. I hope you guys know what I'm trying to say. So it could be swamps, it could be a Norwegian fjord, it could be stuff like that. Now, I will be picking through the ideas as it interests me. I will not be just like picking a random idea like out of a box. I will be picking out ideas as to what interests me. And then if you guys want the map, I will provide that map specifically to you for the person that suggested that map. I will probably post pictures of it over on Planet Minecraft, but there will not be a download. It'll only be for you. Now again, I am using the Conquest mod, so you would only be able to use the map if you were using the Conquest mod. So there is that small thing. And I also want to give a huge thank you to Pigland, aka on Twitter. He helped me a lot. He was taught by Telerak on map making, and Pigland really helped me create this terrain and make it to what I wanted. So it really worked out there. So yes, a huge thank you to Kevin for helping me out with that. He gave me the ideas for the texturing and everything. I built the terrain on my own before we started talking about getting the texturing done, because I wanted his help on figuring out what to do, how to do it, and such like that. And he really helped me out figuring out where things go, how to navigate through WorldPainter, and to work the program. So go give him your support, guys, if Kev can, on Twitter. His link is in the description below. I used two tree packs. I used Monsterfish's tree pack, and then that's all these trees. And then I used the Murok Makto's Boreal Forest pack. And the only things I used from Morok's Boreal pack was just these bushes. I just wanted some bushes in this terrain, and I didn't want to make them myself, so I just wanted to throw them in quickly, and I think it turned out pretty good. I like how it all turned out, and oh, I love the coloring. I love the mushroom biome coloring of the grass. That really worked out. You'll see that I used that for all the lowlands, the lower parts of the terrain, and then the higher parts of the terrain I used mostly the lighter, greener grass and such like that, and it looks pretty good. I like how it turned out. Little patches of heather, mod blocks, and things like that look really nice as well. So, but yeah, for those of you, again, if you guys want a map in the Conquest mod, go ahead and suggest and describe what that map is, like what you would like to see, what kind of map you would like to build on. It'll only be a 1K map, so it won't be anything huge. It'll be as big as this map, and as you can see, it takes us a little while to get from one side to the other, and I will do my best to provide a map that you can build on, with certain areas that you can build your little towns and villages, who knows, whatever you want to build. But yeah, just let me know a little description of what you want, and it'll be practice for me, and I might even do more after that, depending on how much time it takes or what I'm feeling like. There is that. And I will provide this map for download on Planet Minecraft if there is over 200 likes on this video. If there is, I will provide it for download, and you guys can go ahead and build on that, do whatever you want with it, and yeah, so that would be pretty cool. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. I don't think I am, but let's just kind of go around and see what we did here and sort of talk about the texturing and little things. So working on this coastline here, I really wanted taller cliffs, being that this is like where the castle or the fort of the terrain is supposed to be. As you can see, this is where we're at, sort of at this little mountain thing. And so the castle or whatever would be up on that mountainside, and then this would maybe be a small little walled-in settlement up here, possibly. So maybe this is all just a walled-in settlement, who knows? It could be anything. And then I wanted to make the cliffs look battered and such, so I used some brushes to make sure that it looked sort of, flat. Now, you can't really make inverts in WorldPainter that I know of, so like you can't make it so that it looks like it's been battered from the bottom up, and then like the top would collapse down, things like that. Little tidal caves and things that I would like to add in, but didn't bother to add in, in-game and such. But I think it worked out pretty well. I used a lot of this dark stone. I used some gravel and some mossy stones, things like that. I wanted to add in lighter stone at first, but I think that it actually turned out better that I did not, because the texturing really works for what it is. And so also I am using the modded block using the sand with the gravel in it. I think that worked out pretty good, using the grass here as a sort of detail on the beach towards the land side. Now it's low tide, so at high tide all of this sand would be covered most likely, so that's why there's tidal pools back here, is because when the tide is higher the water would collect back here and would not be able to recede because it is lower back there. So like the water would come up, lick up, and pull the sand back, and we got to set the time again. That's the fun thing about being in these worlds, is you always got to reset the time. It's so annoying. Alright, so being in that it's just world edit, it's not highly detailed like I want it to be. World Machine would allow it to be much more detailed, adding in all the different erosion paths and things of that nature, and I really want to do that at some point, but right now I'm just trying to work on my abilities to create maps and texture and such through WorldPainter, and once I quote-unquote master that, then I will move on to the world machining and trying to figure out all those different macros and stuff of like that. It just seems really complicated to me now, but then again, this seemed really complicated. But really, world painting is simple. It's hard, but it's, you know, if you know it, you know it. And so there will be WorldPainter tutorials in the future once I feel more comfortable with my skill level in it, so that will be helpful. Now I will only be using mod blocks and stuff like that. Like I won't be doing default terrains and things like that, so you can use the sort of like techniques I do, or I use for default terrain, if you don't use Conquest or if you don't use the mod or something like that. But I will only be using mod blocks, and so there will be that little stipulation. Same thing with the maps that I'll be creating for you guys, is it will only be using mods or the mod blocks. So I just like how you have the extra blocks and everything. It just makes the maps and the building so much easier, so much more enjoyable. You don't have to bother with all the biomes. But overall, I think this map turned out pretty good. And I just, as we're flying over, I want you guys to sort of call me out on things that maybe you think are mistakes. I know there are some smoothing issues in some areas. I tried, a bunch of different methods, and I had to troubleshoot them because I messed up several areas. There are several smoothing issues. Like for example, there's a little issue over here where I accidentally, like right here, is a smoothing issue. You can see I accidentally just smoothed the grass, and so it came one down below the rock, and also that's more like a straight edge there, so it looks kind of awkward, especially from up above. It looks like it's a border, an unnatural artificial border, so that's kind of odd looking, but I think overall it looks pretty nice. I could use some easy fixing in game, but overall I think it worked out, and pretty good. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Till then, bye-bye.